the defense haven't given up any offensive scoring touchdowns in 2 games in a row. Let that sink in for you.
But I feel like we might need to start talking about our defense being the strength of our team going forward, at least until the offense can show us otherwise. Because the defense seem to be the ones that get off the bus ready to show up and show out.
Welcome back to the Down South Philly Show. I'm your Down South Philly co-host, Dom. D-O-M. Dom.
It's your boy DP. Back in the building. Tell them about the gun line, boss. What we got on the docket today?
Man, y'all know what time it is. Every week, sometime after the game, whether it's right after the game, the next day, or the day after that, we're going to give you a recap. What we thought about the game. So, the last game we had was a division rivalry game, division matchup, Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. So with that being said, how you feel about that game? What was your thoughts going into the game? Did you feel like it was going to be a close game? What was your thoughts going into the game before you get into what you actually saw?
Yeah, so really going into the game, I felt like this could be potentially a good game, like a get-right game for us. I've been seeing like steady progress from either the offense or the defense over the past few weeks, and I felt like this would be like a solid opportunity for us to kind of put things together for the first time this season. With just getting more pieces in the right position. And, traditionally speaking, we don't really have too many problems with the Giants. We kind of little bro them a little bit when it comes to playing on week to week. And this year proved to be no different. So, we get into the game, and of course we have some of the same woes we've been having offensively, where we just can't seem to figure out that first 15 in a productive way. But, defense pretty much all year outside of like the Bucs game has been holding it down, where they don't let them get no points until offense figures something out. But I think we need to start having an honest conversation about, I know coming into the season we said that our offense may be the strength of the team, and we do have we got talent on that side of the ball. But I feel like we might need to start talking about our defense being the strength of our team going forward, at least until the offense can show us otherwise. Because the defense seem to be the ones that get off the bus ready to show up and show out. They've held us down in all our wins. They're the reason why we won, because they held it down long enough for us to figure something out offensively. So I love what, obviously, this is like one of the most anticipated games from an Eagles and Giants standpoint, because this is the Saquon game. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you know that Saquon Barkley spent the first part of his career in New York. And, this offseason was his first time to be able to test the market, and that's what he did. It was a lot of drama involved in it. Obviously, they was on Hard Knocks, so we got to see the behind-the-scenes stuff from a general manager standpoint as to like why they did what they did, and that didn't help the case any. But I'm happy that Saquon was able to get off. Probably could have had 200 yards if we really wanted to put our foot on the gas. But I was just proud of the team for, finally committing to the run how we want them to. And honestly, I feel like going forward, this should be our identity offensively. We should be able to run the ball just like that, or something similar every week, and let that open up everything outside and in the middle, and, run our offense through Saquon. I feel like that's like our best mode to win games. And then defensively, just another shutout performance. Now, it's kind of hard to be like super excited, because we've seen the type of success that we've seen from lesser opponents. But at the same time, this is what you're supposed to do when you're that much better than your team. Playing the Browns, playing the Giants. If you are better and that team don't belong on the field with you, you're supposed to show them. And defensively, the past 2 weeks, they've been handling business.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, everything he said. We done with his episode. It was the down south. Nah, it's playing. But on the real though, pretty much just echoing everything that he said. The defense. That's 2 weeks in a row we haven't given up a offensive touchdown. So no, I haven't really heard nobody saying about that. I haven't really watched the media a lot this year, but I can guess since it's going on in Philly, they probably not really talking about it. But the defense haven't given up any offensive scoring touchdowns in 2 games in a row. Let that sink in for you, because a lot of people been saying that our defense was this and that, and a lot of times people just watching highlights or whatever. But if you watch the beginning of all those games, the defense was holding it down outside of that Bucs game early. So whenever teams started scoring, it was later in the game. Green Bay game, the New Orleans game, all of them. But as far as the defense being the strength of the team, as of right now, they have been. Now, will they continue to be moving forward? Is yet to be seen. But I can't say that I'm necessarily surprised, because like I've been saying since day one, I've been a believer in Fangio. I just think that with him being a good coordinator and a veteran coordinator, he's really good at making adjustments, and he's really good at now a lot of his adjustments are game to game, not necessarily in game. He do make a little bit of adjustments in game, but his adjustments game to game have been good. And he's good at knowing players, their playing style, when they should be in, who should be starting. So I believe in him in that aspect. Just like the previous coordinator that we had, I don't think we would have seen, like we probably would have never seen Quinyon Mitchell starting on the outside, even with Isaiah Rodgers being hurt that first game. I'm sure he probably would have had somebody else out there. We might have even have seen Bradbury or something. I don't know. But like with having Fangio, he know how to handle stuff like that. Even like with him. With us paying Huff and him not giving a lot of snaps, I feel like other coordinators would have probably just still put him out there instead of having Nolan Smith out there. And you can see with Nolan Smith getting the snaps that he been getting over the games, because he been starting a lot every game. Now you seeing him starting to get in his bag, because those first few games he was still, figuring it out. He played a little bit last season, but now he getting way more playing time this year. The game is slowing down to him. He's figuring these bigger guys out. He's learning his own body at the same time, as well as the scheme. So you're starting to see people start clicking. Nolan Smith, you see Huff get his first sack. So, and I've been telling y'all, be patient on Huff. Now that he got his first sack, he might be getting ready to go off. But I'm expecting to see some big things out of this defense. Like I said, I think the whole time we could have minimum top 10 defense. But if we keep doing what we're doing, man, we might be better than that. We need all the offense to be better than that. We need the offense to start holding up their end of the bargain. If they can go out here and get these leads and allow the defense to pin their ears back, and defense can really state their claim to being one of the best defenses in the league. But just going into that game, we did start kind of slow. One of my reasons why I think we've been starting kind of slow is just, like he said, the first 15. But my thing is just run the ball. Like, we come into the game dropping back, throwing. Like, come on, man, run the ball. I don't really care who the team is. Like, yeah, you can drop Patrick Mahomes back and throw the first couple plays, but a lot of times they ain't even been having. Run the ball, man. You want to stay ahead of the sticks, especially early in the game. You want to stay ahead of the sticks. Give yourself a good third down conversion opportunities. You want it to be third and short. You don't want it to be first play. You done doggone. You either get behind the sticks. You done either got sacked or it's still 2nd and 10. Now you done threw a deep ball over somebody's head. Now it's 3rd and 10. Nah, man, go ahead and run that ball on the first down. You already got positive yardage. So if something go crazy on the second plays, it's not 3rd and 10 or something bigger than that. And as far as outside of that, the game alone, we did get into a rhythm. We started running Saquon. When we put our foot on the gas with Saquon, I didn't think that we was gonna continue to run the ball with Saquon, honestly, because a lot of times when we start having success with the run, we get away from it. So I'm interested to see if we continue to do that next game, because I feel like, yeah, we found something, but did they stick with the run because they wanted Saquon to go off against the Giants? Because if y'all know, anytime one of our stars or one of our big players, we go back and play another team, we try to make it a point for that player to get off. Just like when we went back with Tennessee, man, AJ went off in that game. So a lot of times when players go back to where they used to play, we usually showcase those players. So I'm hoping that wasn't the case, and we continue to run the ball. And there's certain teams you can look at ahead of the game, and hey, that's a team we can run on. And a lot of those teams, we haven't been taking advantage of that. It's like we always still end up running the ball late. AJ did have him a nice catch in that game, but outside of that, we wasn't really throwing the ball a lot, and I don't have a problem with it. If it's working, put your foot on the gas. If we run the ball so like we supposed to, that'll open up the run anyway. I mean, that'll open up the pass anyway. My bread and butter is always feed the tight end, feed the running back. That's gonna open everybody else up. We can start getting Jahan Dotson and them guys involved, Calcaterra, all them guys. Got it when he come back. But and then on the defensive side of the ball, I kind of already touched on that, but they had a great game, man. They wasn't really giving up nothing. We almost, let them go down to get that score, but they called it back. I think it was offensive pass interference, and we held them guys to a field goal. They wasn't even supposed to get that. We were supposed to stop them earlier on that drive. I think that was like a 2-minute drive at the end of the game, but I ain't even mad at it. If it took them to the end of the second quarter to even get that rolling a little bit. So, then Quinyon Mitchell once again dropped the interception. If this dude was caught all the interceptions he done had his hand on, man, he'd probably be leading the league in interceptions right now.
He have at least 7.
It'd probably be defensive rookie of the year right now. Like you said, pushing for defensive player of the year. But he's been that good. Better than I think anybody probably expected. I'm interested. Did Slay go out for the rest of the game, or did he come back? Came back in. I think he
came back in. He came back in, but I mean,
he came back in, but he didn't go back out again. I thought he might have went back out again, but maybe he played the rest of that game.
I think he might have finished it. Well, maybe he didn't finish. I don't know. I can't really tell you either way.
Right. But yeah, I do like the depth that we have in the secondary. Isaiah Rodgers, Keely Ringo. We got Sidney Brown back. He came in when we took the starters out. He was making plays. He was making plays on special teams. So I like what we got going on all around, man. Now our next video we'll get into that Bengals game, but I'm looking forward to it. Is that a home game?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
That might be away.
Oh, okay.
We might be in Cincinnati for that one.
I'm hoping we in Philly,
but I did want to I did want to touch on Hurts having another clean game. He just putting 2 back-to-back games, in where no turnovers, real efficient. A touchdown and a couple on the ground. So that's what I want to see from Hurts. And it's like we see like the path to giving him like a clean game is helping him out in the run game, staying ahead of the stick, and stop trying to drop him back 20 to 30 times. I feel like 20 should be the max time Hurts should have to throw in a game. And that's any game. I feel like if we can keep him to 20 to 25 throws per game and run the ball, obviously, sometimes it needs to be more, but I think that's his pocket. His pocket is like 20 to 25 throws. If we can keep him in that 20 to 25 throws, that's going to keep him efficient, keep him, upright, and hopefully let him gain some confidence. Because I'm sure, even with like the strong personality that he has, it's got to weigh on you a little bit when the media tearing you down from one side and you not putting the play on field that you want to put on field. Even though you played to a high level before, so I'm sure it's doing him a world of good to see that he can go out there and have another efficient game. So looking forward to building on that too.
Yeah, the media, the fans, everybody, but no, we know he got it in him. I think honestly, it's more than anything is the play calling that's been holding him back. Now it's him too, but I think we haven't did him any favors with the play calling. Like we said, if we run the ball more, it'll open everything else up. We forcing him to throw the ball. We force feeding. I mean, we forcing the pass. Nah, man, let it come to him. Let him play his game. And we got to spread the ball around more. Call plays for specific players. Call something for Dotson. Call something for the tight end. Everything ain't got to be AJ and Smitty. Because a lot of times that's what teams keying in on. But it is hard to stop them guys on third down because 9 times out of 10 they gonna win a 1-on-1. So it's hard not to go to them guys when you see they in a favorable 1-on-1 matchup. But with that being said, because my Milan guy out here blowing leaves, we out of here, man. Peace. Hey, like and subscribe, man. Hit that bell icon for notifications. We will be live for some live games.
Feed me streets.